Hi there, may I please have a number 2?
Okay.
Yep, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't eat out very often, and especially over the last month, I've been eating really, really well, but I wanted to treat myself to some tacos today since Kiddo and I are on the road. So we got some authentic Mexican tacos, shredded beef with beans and cheese. Are you ready to eat, Bubba? Yeah, you're ready. You want to share? Okay. We just arrived at our campsite for the night. This is not the best site, but it's temporary, so that's okay. We're at Robbins Butte in Buckeye, and this spot honestly can be really great to camp at, this BLM location, or it can be bad. Lots of shooting often goes on in the area, and the fortunate and unfortunate part about Robbins Butte is it is only 15 minutes from town. And what I've learned is that when there are BLM locations that are close to town, they often get trashed. And there's a lot of trash at this area, and people squat around here as well. I don't even know what this is. It looks like it was like an RV microwave. Looks like a microwave. So that's, that's lovely. Like people are just shitty. So I drove around for a little bit and I just came across this spot. What I like about this particular spot that I stopped in is the ground is nice and soft for Wynston. There were a couple other areas, but they had a bunch of ouchies sticking out of the ground. That wouldn't have been good for his feet. So this will do for the night. We just need a place to sleep so we can head on tomorrow. If it were rattlesnake season, I would not camp over here because this sort of vegetation often becomes home for rattlesnakes, but it is still too cold. It's not quite season yet, so I'm okay staying here. But also the spot that I am parked on is dirt and on the other side of my van. So I would avoid this particular campsite come March or just depending on the weather, but like I said, it's been way too cold, so we are not quite in rattlesnake season yet. Since we were in Buckeye, I actually did stop at my home base. I was there for an hour. I grabbed my drone, some more butane and wipes, and I took a shower. So I was there for a brief amount of time, and then I went to Fry's and got my groceries. So now I have to fill up my fridge, and the only things I will be taking out of my van today are my solar panel, Winston's playpen, and my chair. Maddie arrived at camp and I went to plug my solar into my big Vitomin and it wouldn't take a charge. So we busted out a whole bunch of solar panels. We changed connectors, adapters, cords, everything. It still was not taking a charge into the Anderson plug. So Maddie took the Vitomin and he plugged it into his rooftop solar.
But I have a plan.
Via this.
The Anderson plug.
Via that round one, and it was working. What is that round one called?
That's just a barrel connector.
Okay.
It's less than 30 volts.
So we're guessing that something's wrong with the Anderson connector inside the unit itself, and Winston's gonna come supervise and Maddie's gonna try and clean it out.
GT, watch out, I don't want this on you.
Come on, Bubba, stay over here. Good boy. All right, so crisis averted. Everything was working perfectly yesterday, so it was so weird. Maddie ended up cleaning the connection itself and the connector, the input. So he cleaned it with some WD-40 and a Q-tip, and that was it. So I just need to be more cognizant of making sure that's clean, and this is down and over the inputs properly each time. And it's funny because I'm such a clean freak, but apparently not clean enough. So now we can put away our 18 million solar panels here and put everything back together how it was. Tinker King comes through for me again. Y'all, look at these beautiful tulips that Maddie got for me. So not only are tulips my favorite flower, it stems from me growing up in Indiana. I have very core childhood memories of my mom and I planting tulips together, but the bunch came in this super beautiful green mason jar. So it's like, I mean, how perfect is this for van life? I just love them so much. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. So now, when the tulips are no longer in existence, I can reuse that adorable jar. So although I'm not getting fully set up at camp, I had to put out my little table because they bring so much brightness to my spot here. But I got distracted because of all the solar stuff, so I'm going to continue to put my things away here. And Wynston is relaxing. You've been a busy boy with our friends the last few days. I know you're very snoozy, and it is a glorious day out in terms of the weather. I got everything cleaned up, tidied up, put away. This morning when I left the Gila Bend area, I just kind of, well, I didn't make my bed or anything. I just kind of threw stuff in the van. And that's typically what I do if I'm either going to my house to reset or if I'm going to a new location that's within a couple hours away, because then I like to clean and do all of that when I get to my new campsite. So the only time that I make everything perfect, like I like it, is if Wynston and I are going somewhere and we have like a long road trip ahead of us for the day, like 4 or 5, 6 hours, then I will make everything nice and tidy for the road ahead. But we haven't taken a trip like that in quite a while, so I'll just kind of throw stuff in here. That way when I'm at the new location, I can make things how I like it. And I knew I had to get groceries and run my errands today and get water, so I just wasn't worried about everything being perfect. But it is done, so we are set for the evening. Now tomorrow morning we will head to the Yuma area, and that's where we will spend the next week or so. The weather should be beautiful in the low 70s with the 40s at night, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be amazing. How about that really disappointing Super Bowl game last night, huh? Yikes. It was a good game. It was a good game. Kept me on my seat until overtime. I personally think it was rigged because Taylor Swift is like a billionaire, so she probably like paid some people off to have the Chiefs win. But, you know, don't come at me. I just think it was a bit boring that the Chiefs won 2 years in a row. Very disappointing. But baseball season is starting soon, so that's always the best thing for me about the Super Bowl is baseball is right around the corner. Spring training starts in a couple weeks. So yeah, so we're here for the night. It's approaching 4 p.m. So Maddie and I, when we have a travel day, we just kind of get up, have our coffee, no rush, no hurry. We have about a 2-hour drive down to Yuma, so it won't be too bad. And like I said, the weather's going to be awesome when we arrive. So hopefully we can find a good campsite at the area that we are going to. In the meantime, I think that'll be it for today. I guess I'll wrap it up. So thank you so much for being here and taking the time to watch all the way through. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time.